Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to look at 6 top free agent quarterbacks that could replace Matthew Stafford. We're going to look at comment cards, news and rumors of the question of the day, and the dessert with my friend Curt, who's standing by with some more information for you right now.
Hey, welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Hey, join us every weekday, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the premieres of our show. You can chat with us right there during the premiere. And if you want to get your comments right up front, do a super chat. And if you have some time, we have the audio version of our show in the link below. So go over there and check it out. Take us on the go. If you're running on the treadmill, if you're working out, if you can't watch, but you can listen. And speaking of listening, if you need some headphones, click down and the link in the description below for some Skull Candy headphone deals. You can go over there and check it out. Follow the link below. They have plenty of deals, and part of the proceeds help us right here on this show. And subscribe to the channel, join the family, click the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and ring that notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Now let's get this thing started
right now.
Let's go. Hello, welcome back to the show. It is time to get into the main course, which is the top 6 free agent quarterbacks out there on the market who could replace Matthew Stafford. Jim, who you got first?
I got Dak Prescott. Prescott was playing great before he suffered that gruesome season-ending ankle injury in Week 5. Oh, and when healthy, is one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Prescott will turn 28 before the start of the 2001 season. Played under the franchise tag this past season. I doubt they're going to do it again because it's a 20% raise in his salary for 2020. And with the cap restrictions and stuff, I don't think that's going to happen. Meaning Jerry Jones would have to pay him $38 million. Coming off this injury, we know that's not going to happen. So more than likely, Prescott will enter free agency this off season. Also with that, if Dallas makes a play for Stafford, there might be a sign and trade of Dak to Detroit included in that deal, possibly. So it might not even be a free agent thing with him. Who you got? Who you got next there, Curt?
Okay, we got the wonderful Mr. Man himself, Cam Newton. You know, we struggled with the New England Patriots last season, man. It was a rough year for him. Rapidly declining NFL quarterback, the former MVP. Now, he did rush for 592 yards on the season with 12 touchdowns. He's still very much a threat on the ground. The problem is he's had that shoulder injury, and his passing has just been down. You know, just 8 touchdowns and 2,657 yards in New England compared, and he had 10 interceptions. So that's not a good rate. You know, 8 touchdowns and 10 interceptions is not, you know, when you have more interceptions than you have touchdowns, that's not good. You know, so Superman was not himself in New England. The upside is that signing with Cam Newton, he comes with a very, very cheap price tag. Last season, he signed for a 1-year minimum deal of $1 million. The league minimum $1 million for the
thing is with him. I mean, I've had a shoulder problem before, and it takes quite a while to get that you know right again. And the bad part is was it his throwing shoulder or the other shoulder? Throwing shoulder, right?
I believe throwing shoulder. Yeah, he's had that issue.
But I would sign him as a backup. I might not even sign him as a starter. But man, if you had a backup, he's only $1 million. We're paying Chase Daniel incredible amounts of money for being a backup here, and I think Cam Newton would be actually an upgrade from him.
Yeah.
So,
and looking at that, and looking at Cam Newton, you know, I live down here in North Carolina. He was Superman down here. I was down here when he made a Super Bowl run. He just isn't the same player he was back then, and that shoulder has been the same since those years.
Yeah. Like I said, it takes time with that, and if he could ever recover that recapture his former glory, I would say. Maybe he could do it for a few games. I don't think I would get him as a starter. That's just my opinion.
Nah. Who you got next, my man?
I got Tyrod Taylor. Taylor landed the starting spot for the Chargers last offseason with the departure of Phillip Rivers until there was a mistake by the Chargers medical staff, which the doctor inadvertently punctured his lung while administering pain-killing injection meant to help him battle through rib injuries. Yeah, let's not employ that guy. Holy cow.
That doctor, dude. That's foul.
Pushing Justin Herbert into a starting role. The team is looking for a good mentor to help the young quarterback, and it's hard to argue with Tyrod Taylor's track record helping out Baker Mayfield. Now, Justin Herbert in consecutive stops. So, yeah, that's okay. He is a career backup, but he may see him in a 2-year role where he starts the first season while we groom another quarterback. I think that makes sense, but I'm not a huge Tyrod Taylor fan.
Yeah.
I don't think he's great. But if he's a bridge guy, we're going to suck next year anyway, no matter what.
Yeah. We're going to he had a quick, big, little spurt in Buffalo for a while. You know, he had this, the Nissan commercial, T-Mobile was his nickname. And it didn't last long. So I'm not saying I'm not impressed with Tyrod Taylor, but he could be a bridge. I'm not overly thrilled with him whatsoever. I mean, not saying he's not a good quarterback, but he's just not a sustained starter. And that's what we kind of need someone to hit. Like you say, we're going to suck, but I want somebody who sucks a little bit less.
I got you.
All right. Next up, we got Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, he's the oldest of this group, 38 years old, has never made the playoffs in his illustrious 16-year career. In 2020, the NFL journeyman went 4-3 as a starter with the Dolphins, passing for 2,091 yards, along with 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Fitzmagic has been playing the best football since 2018 and is one of the most entertaining players on and off the field. Just look at that beard. The combo of Fitzpatrick and with Campbell would no doubt be entertaining for at least a year. He is a career journeyman playing for 8 different teams. That's a quarter of the league. Now 38-year-old seems to be at an age like fine wine and could serve another good bridge quarterback option and a mentor for a young quarterback the Lions could potentially draft this offseason.
This is one of the guys I think about bringing in. And the reason I think about bringing him in is we are going to suck. I think we need to find either Cam Newton, if he can go the whole season, or, Fitzmagic is cheap enough. We have to concentrate on salary cap and money this offseason. We got to make sure we don't invest in anybody that's too expensive because we're going to suck anyway. We've got to rebuild the offensive and defensive lines. We got to rebuild that defense. And we got to become a primarily run heavy and defensive strong team, because I think that we don't have to have Matthew Stafford or somebody of that caliber if you have that type of team. But it's going to take a while for us to develop that and to get the players necessary to perform. So it's going to be a little bit. Definitely. Let's see. Jameis Winston. I don't think he's getting out of New Orleans, but we'll see.
Eat the W.
I know. New Orleans Saints more than likely will offer Winston a contract if Drew Brees does decide to retire from the NFL. That looks kind of likely to me. His role, however, would be still to back up to Taysom Hill. I don't think we'll see. Winston signed a 1-year, $1.1 million contract to back up Brees and Hill last season, the former number 1 overall pick. Yeah, just a thing about that. See, you can't just fix sometimes the quarterback position, even with the number 1 pick. Jameis Winston is one of those examples. Overall pick led the NFL in passing yardage in 2019, racking up 5,109 yards and a career high 33 touchdowns. Unfortunately, that also came with a league-leading 30 interceptions when it looked like he was throwing to the other team, and a disappointing 7-9 record. Only 8 quarterbacks has ever thrown for 5,000 or more yards. Jameis is one of them. So is Stafford. Perhaps his past relationship with Dan Campbell in New Orleans will entice James to consider Detroit as his next generation. He's only 27 years old, and he could be the next number 1 overall pick to play in the Motor City. Yeah, well, that's not quite the same thing. That's okay.
Yeah, it's not quite the same thing. Well, I would say this. One thing that I don't understand how he played in the NFL that long with pretty much being bonded as a bat. That means the guy had to have LASIK. He needed LASIK when he was in college. He couldn't see. I don't know how he played in the league. I mean,
I think the Saints are going to keep him. I don't think.
I think the Saints are going to keep him as well, just because
I actually think he could be the number one over there. I don't think I'm not really sold.
I think he can outplay
in the number one.
Taysom Hill isn't that quarterback. He's not.
I don't think so either.
He's good as the role he has now, but I don't really think that he is that type of number one type of quarterback. He's not a QB1. He's a gadget. You can bring him in. He does so much stuff. On the field. Now I'm saying he's not a good player, but I don't think he's a sustainable number one option for quarterback. All right, last but not least.
Oh no, he's least.
Well, actually, yeah, he is least. Mitchell Trubisky. All right, Trubisky was formerly taken second overall before the likes of Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson by the Chicago Bears. Ryan Pace and head coach Matt Nagy have been rumored to try to correct their past mistakes by entering the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. If that happens, Trubisky will no doubt be looking for a new place to play football. Trubisky has been a disappointment to most, but he has led his team to the postseason in 2 of the last 3 seasons, which even though they didn't have a chance to in those wild card games, but he has led them to the playoffs.
I don't want to say led, though. I don't think that's a proper term. He rode the coattails of the defense to the playoffs.
There you go. I say that. Yeah, he was on the team when they went to the playoffs.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there. But while he is very inaccurate at times, he does have some added value with his legs. Now, I would say this. I watched Mitchell Trubisky play college football down here at UNC, and I was surprised that the Bears went up and drafted him in that position. I was shocked. I was utterly stunned. And I'm saying just because of the fact that Carolina really wasn't a good football team while he played there. So it was like,
It's funny because the Bears, the fans, when they moved up to number 2, they were all excited and everything. And then they picked him, and then you could see everybody's face drop and go, what? They looked like Lions fans, really, at that point.
It was kind of like Lions fans when we drafted Tavai in the second round. That's
right.
What?
Or if we picked Ebron over Aaron Donald.
Yeah. So it was one of and Ebron played with Trubisky that UNC too as well. So
yeah.
So but though I'm not really sold on Trubisky, just to be honest with you. But he does have some added value with his legs, and he is a lion killer.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so maybe he could bring.
So he could kill our team by being on it.
Yeah, kill our team by being on it. So maybe that's the reason why we won't pass on him. But those are the 6 guys that we have out there right now. The top 6 free agent quarterbacks that could possibly take the place of one John Matthew Stafford. That says full government name. All right. So next up we have where you gonna go? News and rumors.
Yeah, we're on news and rumors next. And report the Lions are expected to add Dave Phipp as a special teams coordinator. We were kind of a little upset with what happened with our other defensive or special teams coordinator, but this kind of solves that problem, I think. He's been hired. He's been announced by the team. They did hire. They did hire him yesterday. Yes. Yeah, I know. I had that. The Detroit Free Press, Dave Burkett, is recording that the Detroit Lions are expected to hire and have as special teams coordinator Dave Phipp. After initially blocking the interview request, the Philadelphia Eagles, who are in the middle of a coaching change themselves, granted Phipp permission to interview with the Lions, and they pounced at the opportunity. Look what they did there. That's great. Phipp began coaching special teams in 1998. Holy cow, he's old. At Holy Cross. Over the next decade, he would expand his coaching resume to the defensive side of the ball at the University of Arizona, Cal Poly, Nevada, and San Jose State. He has worked for the 49ers, Dolphins, and most recently the Eagles. So We got somebody with experience again. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that they just keep rolling in. Yeah, I mean, it was that Brayton Coombs. It was kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
From the fan base because we like Brayton Coombs. He was the nice, the up and coming star. But I will say this: under his assistant, who took over the team for the rest of the year, the special teams didn't really skip a beat. So
No, they really.
I mean, Agnew and those guys.
It wasn't set up by him in the first place. Coombs. I don't know. I mean, I liked him, but I like this guy better. At this point, we haven't seen him do anything. So we'll wait.
I mean, we'll see.
Wait and see.
All right. Next up, we have the mock draft watch. Mr. Mel Kiper Jr. Projects the Lions will take Justin Fields. Okay, Kiper has the Lions taking Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields with their first pick at number 7 overall. The Buckeyes stand out as often projected in the top 3 picks, and now the Lions are focused on replacing Matthew Stafford. Kiper said it appears new general manager Brad Holmes and coach Dan Campbell will go all in on a rebuild, and so Fields could be the face of that. He has had up and down season, but we saw flashes of his talent, particularly in his 6 touchdown performance against Clemson in the college football playoff semifinal. Fields was a superstar potential, but he'll need some help around him. I like Justin Fields last season, his 2019 season, better at Ohio State than I did this 2020 season at Ohio State.
Well, there was a lot of mitigating circumstances. There was some virus or something that happened. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but
Justin Fields is probably one of the best Ohio State quarterbacks I've seen. One of the better ones, but I still worry about the Ohio State thing. But I got to do more film study on Justin Fields to be fair to the player, because I have not done that yet. So until I do, I'm not going to say yes or no. I have said no to him just because of the Ohio State thing. But
Definitely.
we really do have to look and see if this guy would fit. And remember, I don't think we're going to need an outstanding quarterback for this team going forward. I think this team is going to be much like the Bears, where they have a game manager type, and we're going to run the ball and we're going to have a great defense. I really believe that's the way this is going.
All right. I hear you. All right. What you got next, my man?
So how trading Matthew Stafford impacts the salary cap for the Lions and the team acquiring him. See, at $33 million, Stafford carries the 7th highest cap hit among quarterbacks in the 2021 offseason. But that contract will be divided between the Lions and the acquiring team, so that really they're getting Matthew Stafford on the cheap. And there's been a lot of people inquiring about Stafford. I heard one story where it said they didn't have as many inquiries as normal or as they thought.
Pro Football Talk said that.
Don't believe that at all, because everything I'm hearing from all the reputable sources are saying they got 10 to 12 teams calling them right now about Stafford, and that it's probably going to get done sooner than later. So we're just letting you know. This may get done sooner than later, but yeah, it's going to be it's a cap friendly thing. For the you're getting a star quarterback, in my opinion, for cheap. You really are, and I think that we're going to get compensated very well for Matthew Stafford.
I believe so as well. All right. Next up, we have the report: the Detroit Lions are hiring Mark DeLeon as the linebackers coach. All right, Lions hiring former Chicago Bears linebacker coach Mark DeLeon. Has 6 years of NFL experience, including the last 2 as inside linebackers coach on Matt Nagy's staff. He previously worked for the New York Jets as a defensive assistant for the Kansas City Chiefs as the defensive quality control coach and an assistant inside linebackers coach. Another quality add for Dan Campbell's staff, as he's bringing in Mark DeLeon as his linebackers coach, hiring him away from the same job with the Bears. DeLeon is a strong hire after helping Roquan Smith to his best season yet in the NFL this past season in Chicago. Now, this is per Phil Yates of ESPN. He's one of those guys that, you kind of just plucked him out of Chicago. He's going to have a tough job just because of the fact that the state of our linebacking core is in shambles right now.
I mean, this is a double win for Detroit. Number one, they get a good linebackers coach, because we're going to be getting a lot of new faces at the linebacking core. I swear to God, we need an upgrade there.
We
and I
need it,
do
Will.
believe we'll be getting rookies there. But the second thing is he knows the Bears. And that's a divisional opponent for 2 times a year that we get to play them. And he knows a lot of the inside information on the Bears too. So that's a double-edged sword for us, a double win there for Detroit on that one. And here's that report about the Detroit Lions. 1/3 of the NFL teams have called the Lions about Matthew Stafford. So anybody questioning his worth or all that other stuff, we're putting that argument behind us. Should we trade Stafford? Because it's already going to happen. So that argument's over with. So it appears that Matthew Stafford is in demand. You know, he's drawn the attention across the league. And in fact, Ian Rappaport reported this. So who knows? Taking 10 to 12 teams that have contacted the Lions already about Matthew Stafford. Jumping at the bit to go get him.
I think Adam Schefter had a similar report as well. So it's not just Ian, but yeah, there are more teams than what you would expect calling for Matthew Stafford. So
I mean, I told everybody how good he was here. I told everybody how it's a mistake to get rid of him. It was his choice, so it's really not our mistake. But I guess that, you know, everybody else around the league had thought he was really good too. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's get to the comment cards now. And Zach J, in your opinion, should we get more draft capital for future drafts as opposed to this draft, since COVID messed up so much in this season? That's an interesting point. It's a very interesting point. I think we need draft capital as soon as possible, but you have to try to look at this draft, not only this draft, the next draft coming up, to see where you think the talent that you're going to need to build this team is. We need to build defense, and we need to have establish a strong running game. So if there's going to be people that's going to help us next year, I take those first round for next year, and I take a third round for next year. We need to build up our draft capital over a few years, because we're not going to be great next year. We're top 10 picking next year, I'm telling you now. So
it's going to be a lean year. I believe so as well. It's going to be entertaining, but it's going to be lean. All right. Skull 734 says, out here in Denver, sports radio is a buzz with the possibility of picking up Matthew Stafford. Though overall the team is pretty mediocre, and I doubt he could help them do much to help them win. So,
wow, that's weird. I thought Denver had a pretty good defense out there and stuff, and a couple of wide receivers that Stafford could do. But look at the sports radio is a buzz with picking up Stafford, although he's terrible and we needed to get rid of him.
But I've been hearing that for a while out there in Denver. It's like the first time I haven't heard about Denver trying to saying that. Over the last couple of months, they've been trying to get into the Matthew Stafford sweepstakes out there in Denver. So maybe something to it.
There is something to it. And they have the 9th overall pick.
Yeah.
So that's off the top of my head. So you have to fact check me on that.
But, I believe so. Yeah.
Denver is interesting for me because we would have the 7th and the 9th pick. So I mean that you could go out and you might be able to get the quarterback you want, and maybe make a Parsons as well to help that linebacking core. Those are the 2 picks I would go with, or maybe the offensive tackle if he's still there would help too. All right. Steve-O says a change is coming to Detroit. If they build the team like they're building the staff, it won't be long. I got to agree with you. I like what they're doing here. I really do. I like the staff. I only worry about too many chefs in the kitchen type thing. But if they can all get along and they can pick each other's brains and work to a consensus decision on things, I think this is going to be very good drafts coming up. Very good free agent, very good decision-making. And then on the field, I think we're going to have a lot more of our rookies gaining experience and trending forward, building up our players, coaching them up, because I don't think that's happened here in a long time. That's just the way I feel.
True. All right. Michael Brandt says, ask Matt's wife where he's going to play. Simple answer. I don't know about that.
I disagree with that as well.
Yeah,
I don't think it's up to them. I think it's up to whoever's going to phone you up.
You were going up with a funny, But I've been married for 25 years, man, and you don't think his wife's gonna have a an opinion, because you've been married, you're married as well. You gonna ask mama her opinion before you make any type of big career decisions that's gonna impact her and the kids as well. So
well, the thing is, it's not up
yeah.
to him. It is not up to him. It is not up to her. It is
Mhm.
whatever the Lions can get for him, and he's going to go wherever they trade him to.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
they'll have discussions with him and say, "Hey, we've got these 3 offers. They're the same. What team would you like to go to?" They could do that. But if somebody blows them away, forget it.
Yeah. I think that they will try to be as accommodating as they can. But like you said, it's going to be up to the team to trade him where this supposed to be most beneficial for the Detroit Lions.
Okay. Mark Crisp says, boss up and ball out with a complete new Detroit Lions team. And I love it. I agree. I'm in it.
I got the boss up, baby. All right. Last one. Last one. Dakota Bear, friend of the show. What up, Dakota? I still say I'm making a prediction. I'd say they could offer 2 firsts and Stafford and Stafford can go to a team ready to win now. So his predictions, if they get 2 first rounds and Stafford can go to a team that's ready to win now, that's what's going to happen.
I do think that they could get 2 firsts, and that would be a first this year and a first next year. I don't think they're going to get 2 firsts in this draft, but
it's just going to be 2
first next year and a third or something like that.
You think about what's that? Jamal Adams and Jalen Ramsey. Those guys. That's what they kind of went for.
Yep. And I think Stafford actually could probably put a team right over the top right now. I mean, just insert him and boom. Yeah, I really believe that. I think other teams believe that too. The question of the day goes to this: which free agent quarterback is your favorite? If you had to pick one, and we decided not to draft one this year, and we had to go with somebody, or we drafted somebody and you want them to sit for a year, who would we want to be your quarterback for the 2021 season? So that's the question of the day. And now we go to my favorite part of the show, the dessert with Curt.
All right, it's time for some tasty morsels. All right, so what I have is a favorite by the Lions. Okay, now the Lions have gotten Mark DeLeon, and they have gotten Aaron Glenn and Deuce Staley. All 3 of these are coaches that were either with the Chicago Bears with DeLeon, or coaches that the Bears wanted, and they chose to come to Detroit instead of going to Chicago. So those are my tasty morsels. Detroit Lions with the thievery of coaches that the Bears wanted.
Yeah, well, if you're considering the Bears or Detroit, you have to consider that Detroit's indoors. You need to see it. I think a lot of them guys were like, "Nah, I think I'll go to. I'm good. I think I'll go to Detroit. I'm indoors there, man. 8 games a year, I'm comfy. 8 games a year in Chicago, I'm freezing."
Yeah, but another thing is that if you look at, I think Dan Campbell, the attraction of something with him, he's building a staff, and people want to come to Detroit and work with him on his staff. So that's my dessert for the day. 3 coaches. 3. One we took right off their staff, and 2 others that they were kind of pining over, that they chose to come to Detroit instead of going to the Windy City. So, hey, you have to look at Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are doing something right in the front office right now.
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody rocking with us. We do this every single day, but I really do appreciate you guys. If you could share the video, that's something that people aren't really doing, our subscribers and stuff, and the people that are watching the videos. Can you please like and subscribe also, but share the video, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, so that we can get out to more people just like yourself, and bring fresh Lions content 5 days a week, usually, if I mess up. Anyways, it's that time of the day. We're going to pitch it over to Curt for the closing of the show.
All right, you know who it is, people. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And if you can't watch the show, click down below where you can take us on the go. You can check us out on our podcast channel right there in the link below. So you can go over to the bellyupsports.com website, and our show's right there for you as well. And a myriad of podcasts over there and nice articles you can read. They got you covered on all of your sports needs. So bellyupsports.com, hey, it's where you want to be. And if you need some help listening, like say you need some new headphones, go click the link below and check out some new Skull Candy headphones. Those they've got some good deals going on right now, and part of the proceeds go to helping us right here on our show. So click the link below, do some shopping, and hey, you're gonna help your boy Curt Steele and Jim out right there. And like Jim said, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the videos, comment on the videos, answer the questions of the day. And also, you can join us weekdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on our channel for the premieres of our show. And you can chat right along with us right here on the show. And you can join the super chat if you want to get your comments right up front where you want them to be. And another special announcement tonight, we will be recording the Die Hard Damn podcast presented by Detroit Lions on the Prowl. A new episode will be out tomorrow. Me and my man Shawnee J are going to bring you a different twist on Lions news and rumors right there on Detroit, the Die Hard Damn podcast. So check us out tomorrow on the bellyupsports.com network. All right. So, and you can watch our videos over on YouTube as well. And you know what you got to do. Like my man said in the comment cards, whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. But my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.